Over 80% of electrical problems that cost you hundreds in diagnostics aren't real failures at all. They're electronic garbage stuck inside control modules that mechanics know how to erase in 2 minutes. Today, I'm exposing 13 reset tricks that fix phantom problems without replacing a single part. Stick around. Trick number 1 forces your car to reboot like it just left the factory. Let's dive in. Trick number 13, Tire Pressure Monitoring System, TPMS, reset. Picture this, you just rotated your tires last week, and now that annoying TPMS light won't shut off, even though you've checked every tire twice, and they're all perfect. Your TPMS sensors constantly monitor tire pressure and alert you to dangerous conditions, but after tire rotations, seasonal changes, or battery replacements, the system often gets confused about which sensor is at which wheel position. This triggers constant warning lights, even though all your tire pressures are perfectly fine, and dealerships love charging $80 to $120 to reset and recalibrate the TPMS using their scan tools. After a battery disconnect reset, many vehicles require a simple relearn procedure. The most common method is inflating all tires to the exact pressure listed on your door jamb sticker, turning the key to on position without stunning the engine. Holding the TPMS reset button, usually under the steering wheel or in the glove box, for 3 to 5 seconds until the TPMS light blinks 3 times. Then drive for 10 to 15 minutes at speeds above 25 miles per hour. Here's the kicker. This entire procedure costs you absolutely nothing and takes 15 minutes total, including the drive time. What they don't tell you, dealerships and tire shops intentionally make TPMS resets sound complicated and technical to justify charging labor when it's literally a button press and a short drive. You'd be shocked how many people pay $100 plus every time they rotate tires because nobody explained this free reset procedure. According to industry data, TPMS resets are one of the highest profit services for minimal actual work performed. Dealership TPMS reset, $100. Your driveway, free. Trick number 12, throttle body adaptation, reset. Picture this, you're sitting at a red light and your car suddenly stalls. You restart it, but now it's idling rough and surging every time you try to maintain speed. Your throttle body is the valve that controls how much air enters your engine, and over thousands of miles it learns exactly where closed and wide open really are as carbon builds up and mechanical wear changes those positions. When these learned values get corrupted, or the throttle body gets cleaned without resetting adaptations, you get rough idle, stalling at stoplights, hesitation during acceleration, or that annoying surge when you're trying to maintain steady speed. Modern drive-by-wire systems have no physical cable connecting your gas pedal to the throttle. It's all electronic signals, which means the computer needs accurate baseline data. After a battery reset, the throttle body relearns its actual closed and open positions during the first few drive cycles. Some vehicles do this automatically, others need a specific procedure. Key on, engine off, press gas pedal to floor and hold for 10 seconds. Release pedal, turn key off, wait 30 seconds. What they don't tell you, shops charge $120 to $180 for throttle body relearn procedures using diagnostic computers when this free reset accomplishes the same thing in most cases. If you've recently cleaned your throttle body and the idle became unstable afterward, this reset fixes it instantly because the computer was still using old adaptation values for a dirty throttle that's now clean. You'd be shocked how many people pay for idle air control valve replacements when all they needed was a throttle relearn after basic maintenance. Trick number 11, disconnect the negative battery terminal. Picture this, your dashboard looks like a Christmas tree with warning lights. The radio is acting possessed and 3 different mechanics can't figure out what's wrong. You're looking at $500 plus in diagnostics alone. This is where everything starts, and it's not superstition, it's pure electrical safety. You always disconnect the negative terminal first because it's connected to ground. Once it's off, you break the circuit and eliminate the risk of a tool touching metal and the positive terminal simultaneously, which would create a spectacular short circuit that could fry your entire electrical system. Before touching anything, the car must be completely off. Key out of the ignition, push button systems powered down, doors closed, so interior lights and modules don't wake up repeatedly. Once the negative terminal's removed, many control modules lose their backup power supply. After a few minutes, they truly shut down. ECUs that were frozen, systems with minor communication errors, or temporary parameters stuck in memory often return to a neutral state. Here's the kicker. Shops charge $120 to $150 for electrical Diagnostics when this simple disconnect fixes 40% of phantom electrical issues for free. This costs you nothing. Diagnostics, $150. Trick number 10, press the brake pedal to discharge residual power. With the negative terminal already disconnected comes a move that looks like a joke but is based on solid electronics, pumping the brake pedal several times. Why does this matter if the battery is disconnected? Because many modules contain capacitors and internal circuits that hold a charge for seconds or even minutes. Every time you press the brake pedal, you request electrical power from a system that no longer has a battery supplying it, forcing those capacitors to dump whatever energy they still hold. Think of it as squeezing the very last drops of electricity out of the vehicle's electrical network, so the shutdown is as deep as possible. From the outside, you only see a pedal moving up and down. On the inside, volatile memories stop feeding microcontrollers, and those controllers finally shut down completely. What mechanics know but won't share: when you reconnect the battery later, many modules truly restart from zero without leftover states that trap them in error loops. This only works after disconnecting the battery. Shops know this step is critical, but never mention it because they'd rather charge you $200 plus for module resets using scan tools. Trick number 9, wait at least 30 seconds for full discharge. After disconnecting the negative terminal and pressing the brake pedal comes the most underestimated step of all: waiting. Those 30 seconds aren't arbitrary. They're the time needed for internal modules, capacitors, and circuits to truly shut down. Inside the vehicle, small energy reserves keep certain chips alive for a short period, even with no battery connected. If you reconnect too quickly, some control units never fully power down, and your deep reset becomes a half reset. That half reset is where many problems survive. Those quiet seconds with the car untouched. Doors closed, no buttons pressed. That's when the last traces of energy disappear and modules accept a true fresh start. Here's the kicker: this costs you $0 and zero effort, yet it's the difference between a successful reset and wasted time. Be impatient and the system remembers everything. Respect the wait and your reset becomes very close to what a professional shop would do. You'd be shocked how many failed resets are just people reconnecting the battery after 5 seconds instead of 30, then complaining the trick doesn't work. If these reset tricks are already saving you money, hit that subscribe button. We've got 8 more coming that mechanics definitely don't want you knowing about. Trick number 8, reconnect the negative terminal properly.
When it's time to bring the system back to life, the phones first to make sure everything is completely off memory. Push button system to sleep, lights in the opposition, no doors opening and closing.
You place the negative terminal onto the battery post firmly and decisively. No half contact, no hesitation, no letting it spark while you see what happens. The clean, solid connection from the first touch avoids false contacts, micro power cuts, and unnecessary sparks that scare people but also confuse sensitive electronics. Tightening the clamp properly is critical. A loose terminal can cause intermittent electrical faults, dashboard lights that come and go, weak starts, or ridiculous fault codes that nobody can explain later. Here's what's crazy: a surprising amount of mysterious electronics problems are caused by nothing more than a battery terminal that isn't tight. What they don't tell you, they'll run expensive electrical tests for an hour when all you needed was to tighten a $0 battery clamp properly. Hour of electrical diagnostics, $150. Tightening your terminal, free. Trick number 7, engine control module reset. Picture this: your check engine light is on, the car hesitates when you accelerate, and fuel economy has gone from 28 miles per gallon down to 21 for no clear reason. When power is restored, the engine control module wakes up as if it just came back from a full blackout, without recent adaptations, without learned corrections, and often without minor errors stuck in memory. During the first seconds and first few miles, you may notice a slightly different idle, automatic shifts that feel awkward, or throttle response that isn't as smooth as before. That doesn't mean the car is damaged. It means the ECU is relearning from scratch. Air-fuel mixture, engine load, driving style, accessory use like air conditioning, all of that is recalculated again. After a few minutes of gentle driving and some progressive acceleration, the ECU rebuilds its adaptation tables. And if there were no real mechanical problems, many hesitations, odd vibrations, or increased fuel consumption simply disappear. Here's the kicker: a proper ECU reset isn't black magic. It's giving the engine's brain a chance to forget bad electronic habits and recalibrate to the car's current condition. ECU reset with scan tools, $150 to $250. Battery disconnect, free. Trick number 6, transmission control module reset. Picture this: Your transmission is shifting like a student driver learned to drive stick, jerky, hesitant, holding gears way too long, and making you look like you don't know how to drive your own car. If your automatic transmission shifts strangely, hesitates, makes light jerks, or holds gears for no logical reason, many times it's not broken. It's adapted itself to the worst version of your driving, or to past issues. Modern transmissions learn. They memorize how you accelerate, how much load you apply, whether you drive more city or highway, and even how you treat the throttle pedal. When you perform a deep electrical reset with battery disconnected, residual discharge completed, and proper waiting time, the transmission module loses those learned behaviors. The first drives after reset feel different. Shifts may happen earlier or later than you're used to, sometimes firm, sometimes soft. That's not a fault, that's factory mode, like the car just left the dealership. What they don't tell you, the key after this reset is proper retraining. A few minutes of smooth driving, progressive acceleration, no racing teaches the module how you want it to behave. Transmission adaptations with computers, $200 to $400. This free reset plus 10 minutes of normal driving, $0. Trick number 5, electric power steering system reset. Electric power steering has its own brain. It doesn't just help you turn the wheel, it adjusts steering weight based on speed, compensates for road crown, and in some cases even counteracts crosswinds or uneven surfaces. When this system starts feeling strange, heavier to one side, steering not returning properly to center, assistance coming and going, there's often nothing physically broken. Many times it's a calibration issue, or a module confused by low battery voltage or voltage spikes. After a full electrical system reset, the steering may start in a basic mode. Many vehicles require a simple centering procedure, slowly turning the steering wheel from lock to lock, returning to center, driving straight for a short distance. During the first minutes, the steering may feel slightly different, heavier, lighter, or with the wheel just a bit off center. In most cases, the system recalibrates itself while driving, if all sensors are healthy. Here's the kicker. Electric power steering depends directly on the electrical network you just reset. If you previously had small steering jerks, random warnings, or inconsistent assistance caused by unstable voltage, a proper reset and solid battery reconnection can stabilize everything. Steering calibration, $180 to $300. This reset, free. Drop a comment telling me which reset trick you're trying first. I want to see how many of you have been dealing with these exact phantom problems. Trick number 4, air conditioning and climate control reset. Air conditioning looks simple, but behind the dashboard, it's a network of temperature sensors, motorized blend doors, actuators, memory of last settings, and energy-saving strategies tied to battery voltage and engine load. Over time, strange issues appear. Air blowing from wrong vents, cabin temperature not matching what you set, blower fan that seems possessed, or compressor cycling on and off with no clear logic. A lot of that behavior comes from corrupted commands or confused memories inside the climate control module. After a deep electrical reset, this system usually returns to standard default mode, medium temperature, basic air distribution, fan speed at predefined values. Yes, you'll lose your favorite settings like recirculation, feet-only airflow, or custom fan preferences. But in exchange, you give the module a chance to forget bad decisions it made when a sensor was giving nonsense readings. In some vehicles, internal air doors even recalibrate themselves automatically after reset, sweeping from end to end to find their limits and then settling where they belong. If one of those doors was electronically stuck halfway, this process can bring it back into line without replacing anything. Climate system recalibration, $150 plus. This reset, free. Trick number 3, body control module, reset. Picture this, your interior lights stay on randomly and drain your battery overnight. Your door locks work when they feel like it. Your turn signals decide to take a vacation, and the alarm goes off at 3 AM for absolutely no reason. The body control module, BCM, is the brain behind everything that isn't engine or transmission. Interior lights, central locking, key fobs, wipers, door locks, fog lights, dashboard messages, and communication with other modules. When the festival of weird behavior starts, the BCM is often the real culprit. Over the years, it accumulates small errors, voltage spikes, and conflicting commands. A deep electrical reset forces it back into a much cleaner baseline state. By cutting battery power, discharging residual energy, waiting properly, and reconnecting the system the right way, the BCM forgets certain temporary memories, restores default parameters, and re-establishes communication with other modules from scratch. Here's the kicker. Many intermittent faults simply vanish. Key fobs become consistent again, lights stop acting crazy, false door open or hood open warnings disappear. BCM module replacement, $400 to $800. This reset, free and 5 minutes of your time. Trick number 2, door lock and window recalibration. After a full reset, many vehicles need their power windows and door locks to relearn their positions. This is especially common in cars where windows auto-close when you hold the lock button or when one touch-up/down features stop working. The procedure is simple but specific. With the ignition on, engine doesn't need to run. Roll each window all the way down. Hold the switch down for 2 additional seconds. Then roll it all the way up and hold the switch up for 2 additional seconds. This teaches the window motor controller where the top and bottom limits are, restoring one-touch functionality and anti-pinch features. For door locks, the procedure varies by manufacturer, but commonly involves locking and unlocking all doors using the key in the driver's door, not the fob, sometimes in a specific sequence like lock, unlock, lock again within 10 seconds. What they don't tell you, dealerships charge $80 to $120 to reprogram windows and locks when this free 2-minute procedure fixes it perfectly. After a battery disconnect, if your windows lost their one-touch function or your locks don't respond to the fob properly, this recalibration solves 90% of those complaints. Trick number 1, full sensor and adaptation reset, the nuclear option. Picture this, you've been to 3 different mechanics. They've all scratched their heads, run diagnostics, and told you we can't find anything wrong, while your car still drives like garbage and gets terrible fuel economy. This is where the workshop trick shows its full potential. After a complete power cut and proper discharge, the vehicle is forced to make all its sensors and adaptations start again from zero. Think about how much your car learns over time, how you brake, how you accelerate, how much city driving you do, how the throttle body wears, how fuel mixture changes with different gasoline blends. All of that is stored in correction and adaptation tables so the car can adjust itself to reality. The problem is that reality also includes bad habits, half-worn components, and temporary errors that got stuck along the way. When a full reset is done correctly, many of those corrections are wiped. Oxygen sensors, temperature sensors, mass airflow sensors, throttle position, fuel pressure behavior, pedal position, transmission logic, steering assist, climate control, all forced to measure again from scratch. Here's the kicker. The payoff comes after 20 to 30 minutes of driving. If there was no serious physical failure and the issue was old adaptations or values skewed by past readings, behavior improves noticeably. Fuel consumption drops back down, minor hesitations disappear, idle stabilizes, transmission chooses more logical gears again. It's like telling the car, forget everything you thought you knew about me and start observing from zero. What mechanics absolutely will not tell you, this full reset does not replace real diagnostics. If the same symptoms return, the same warning lights come back, or clearly abnormal behavior persists, the trick has done its job. It proved the problem isn't electronic memory, but a component genuinely failing. You'd be shocked how many mysterious electrical problems costing $500 plus in diagnostics are solved by a 2-minute battery disconnect that mechanics know about but never mention because there's no money in teaching you free fixes. Complete system resets with scan tools, $250 to $400. This battery disconnect procedure, free. That wraps up our list of 13 reset tricks that fix phantom problems mechanics hide from you. Which trick are you trying first? Drop a comment and tell me what electrical gremlins you've been dealing with. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button for more insider automotive secrets that save you real money. Remember, being a smart car owner means knowing what mechanics know, but choose not to share. Until next time, drive safe and reset those phantom problems before paying for expensive diagnostics.